In this video, we're going to create some categories and tags to be used with SPBM policies. First, we'll go into tags and custom attributes and select categories where we will create some new categories. Our first category that we create will be called storage type, and we will limit the object types to data stores and data store clusters. Now that we have a category created, we can go over and create some new tags. Our first tag is going to be VMFS storage, and we will select that category of storage type. Then we'll also create another tag for NFS storage. Now we're going to create an OS type category, and inside this category we're going to select data stores, data store clusters, and virtual machines, as we can use this for other functions. Now we're going to go over and create our Linux tag for OS type. We will also create a Windows tag as well. Now we've got our tags and categories created, and here I'm going to show a few more categories and tags to give some additional examples of ways to use tags and categories to be able to modify storage policies. Now that we've got our tags and categories created, we can assign those to our data stores. For this data store, we're going to assign VMFS and Linux as our tags. On this next data store, we're going to select VMFS and Windows for our tags. Now that we have our tags and categories created, now we can go and create a storage policy. We'll go in, VM storage policies, create new, and here we're going to create one for Linux VMFS. We'll click Next, and then we will enable tag-based placement rules. Next. Now, for our first rule, we'll select OS type, browse our tags, select Linux. Then we're going to add a second rule, which will be the storage type. Again, browse the tags, and this time we'll select VMFS. Once we click Next, we'll now see compatible data stores, and the data stores that we tagged previously will be shown. Now we'll go ahead and create another SPBM policy for Windows VMFS. And as we can see here, the data store we tagged earlier is the only data store available. Now we can see we have both a Linux VMFS and a Windows VMFS SPBM policy. Now that we have our storage policies created, let's go over and use them by creating a new VM. This one will be Linux VMFS VM. And we will choose those newly created policies. By selecting a specific policy, that VM will be deployed to a specific data store. Now we take a look at the VM storage policy. We'll see that that specific storage policy has been applied, and when we look at the summary, we'll see that the drive has been provisioned to that specific data store. Now we'll go ahead and do the same thing, but this time for a Windows VMFS VM. Select that, and we will choose the Windows VMFS storage policy, which will place it on the specific data store which we tagged previously.